Now, we all have to go up and down stairs every day, and most of us don't enjoy this because we find it hard work, and some of us really struggle with it, and we assume we can't do this because we must be unfit. But that's just not the case. The reason we don't enjoy this is we're not doing it correctly. There is a way of going up and down stairs that makes this easy and relatively effortless, and it's all about correct technique. You see, I go up the stairs like a gorilla. You can see here I'm taking deliberate, careful steps. I'm pumping from the hips and the glutes, not the knee. So I've got a sort of half squat gorilla stance. And I come down like a ballerina, vertical stance, pointing the tippy toes slightly out and cushioning from the ankle and the ball of the foot each step down. So I call this body efficiency training. And my name is Toby, and I've developed this over many years, internal and external martial arts, and fixing my body in various different ways, as well as studying all sorts of unusual and esoteric exercises from around the world. So let's have a look again here, nice and slow. Going up like a gorilla, I've got to put my foot down carefully, very slowly put my weight into that leg, but I don't take the step until I can feel the weight having gone back to my hips and my glutes, and then I squeeze the glutes to pump up like a gorilla. There's a powerful pump in the hips and the glutes, and this is easy, it's not the knees. Coming down, I keep a vertical spine, toes out, carefully cushion from the tippy toes down to the ball of the foot like a ballerina. So going up is like a gorilla, powerful pumping from the hips and the glutes, not the knees, very carefully. So there's no pressure on the knees, the glutes are the strongest, biggest muscle in the body, so this is easy. And then I skip down like a ballerina, landing on the tippy toes and carefully cushioning, so there's no impact on the knee. And this is a more advanced version. To reduce even more pressure on the knee, I'm going with my foot half off the step. I'm only going on the tippy toes. This is very advanced. I don't suggest you do this straight away, but when I show you this here, you can see this reduces even more pressure on the knee, because when I straighten the leg, the heel goes down. And then again, come down like a ballerina, cushioning from the tippy toes. When I go up, I'm stretching out the knee, but the heel goes down, the Achilles tendon stretches, and the hips go up. So the entire cushion of the leg on the way up is between the ankle and the hip, nothing on the knee. You see, the ankle goes down and the hips pump up. But again, this is advanced. We're going to only work on the flat foot first of all. But this is for all levels. If you have trouble going up the steps, you've got to do the flat-footed version. If you're already quite athletic, you can try this half foot, half off the step, pumping from the ankles version. But coming down is both the same. Landing carefully on the tippy toe, knees slightly out, and you're keeping a spine slightly vertical. You can lever a little bit forward, but of course you don't want to lever too much forward because you're going down the stairs. You're trying to keep a vertical spine, and these are the positions we need to train. This is what I call the neutral stance. It's a half squat position, levering forward, arms up in front. I'm on the ball of the foot, and you can see I've got a bounce in my body. I'm bouncing from the ankle and the hip. I keep the belly pulled in, and the spine is arching slightly back. It's a bit like a gorilla, but this is a natural, relaxed position our body has. And I suggest you go and look at the videos on the neutral stance. I'll leave the links below and at the end of this video. And you can see I get a powerful spring and a bounce through the whole body in this position. So this is the position we need to practice. And from this position, you've got a bounce, but you've also now got a marching, a primal march in this sort of neutral stance. I've got to bend the knee down and lift the knee up in the same way. And this is the functionality we need for the steps. Now, it's also interesting to notice I go up in a half squat position with the knees pointed forward, and I go down in a half squat position or towards a half squat position with the knees pointed out. So there are two positions for the squat, and I've done another video on these two positions, which again I suggest you go back and watch, because these are the two positions you need for going up and down the stairs. And now here again, the very advanced method. You can see carefully my knee straightens as my heel projects down. So this takes all the pressure off the knee. I'm straightening up the knee by squeezing the glutes and projecting the heels below the step. I'm stretching the ankle. And this takes all the pressure off the knee, because all we've got to do is straighten the knee, and that will allow us to pump up to the next step. And then the pump comes from the ankle which is very, very strong, and the hip, which is very, very strong, not the knee, which is weak and causes us pain and problems. And you can see as this gets better, you can really feel a bounce in the ankle and a bounce in the hip. And not only is this efficient, you're sort of bouncing up the stairs, it's extremely pleasant. You're getting a stretch in the ankle and a stretch in the hips. But when you do this half foot off the step, you've got to be careful. It is advanced, and I have slipped occasionally doing this running up fast, but it's very rare that I slip because I worked up to this slowly and carefully from the flat foot position. But I want to show you the full advanced movement because there's got an elegance to it. You're going up in a knee forward half squat position, bouncing from the hips and the ankles, and there you see 2 steps at a time, and coming down like a ballerina, landing on the ball of the foot, again 2 steps at a time. So I'm spring loading my legs. I'm creating a spring in my legs between the ankles and the hips and bouncing up. And then to come down, in order to keep a more vertical spine, I've got to turn my knees outwards. This allows me to keep a more vertical spine as I bend the hips. You can see slightly different. And I go up and down, again, nice and easy, creating a cushion between the ankles and the hips. Now it becomes elegant, you see, there's an elegance to this, a smoothness, it's a flow. Here again, I very slowly, carefully see the heel go down as the leg goes up. Again, very carefully if you practice this, and I suggest you practice holding on to the banisters at first because you don't want to lose your balance. And coming down again, very carefully, cushioning. Now as I go up and down, you can see I've got a little twist in the hips. You see, I can turn my knees slightly outwards as I go up. This creates a more dynamic stretch in the hips, and I'm turning my hips outwards as I go down. Again, so I'm cushioning from the hips by projecting the hips backwards, but also allowing a twist in the hips, a pump from the waist. So this becomes even easier, even more efficient. And I'm using my hands here just to counterbalance, again, like a ballerina. Pump up like a gorilla, skip down like a ballerina. And you can do this slowly and carefully, very deliberately, and that's how you've got to start. Don't take any pressure in the knee. This is key. If you're feeling pain in the knee, stop, slow down. Try to take it into the hip joint. Okay, I hope this made sense. Go back and watch these videos here on the different foot positions in the squat. These are the 2 positions for going up and down the stairs. And also check out this video here on how to build the neutral stance. And also this playlist where you can practice my exercise series from the beginning. Okay, I hope this made sense and you enjoyed this. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.